Illinois' non-conference high major opponents include UCLA and Las Vegas, and they'll play the winner of Baylor or Virginia in Las Vegas. They play Syracuse in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. They'll travel to Madison Square Garden in early December to play Texas in the Jimmy V Classic. And then they round out their high major competition and non-conference play against Missouri on December 22nd. They've got a few, obviously, bye games, I guess you can call them. That's kind of been the term that's been thrown around. They start their season on Monday, November 7th against Eastern Illinois, so a little in-state competition between the two programs, and then play Kansas City on the 11th of November and Monmouth on the 14th of November before traveling out to Vegas. So some just initial takeaways as you look at the schedule. I think both of us think it's a pretty good schedule when you look at it. And I also think it's a good schedule on the fact that, there's not a lot of teams who you feel like Illinois can't beat. Like there's sometimes you schedule these non-conference opponents and you're like, oh, I don't think that this team is going to beat that team, but it's two like big names playing. So I think this is favorable for Illinois, where could they go 4-0 against their high major opponents? Maybe they could, but they could also go, 2-2.
I'd be pretty stunned if they went 4-0. If they,
I would be too. I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think it's not like inconceivable, I guess, but I would be stunned, just given that I think that this team isn't going to really hit their stride or their peak maybe till like they've gelled a little bit and they've played some games together. And I think that maybe will come in Big Ten play, where, as we've mentioned, the Big Ten isn't as strong. So like I am expecting some lumps in the early season, but yeah, this schedule, it does a good job of mixing some tough high major games and a lot of national exposure. They're playing in the Jimmy V Classic, so I'm assuming that'll be on ESPN. The Las Vegas main Roman event, whatever it's called, that'll be on ESPN. So Big Ten, ACC, usually ESPN. So they're getting a lot of big name exposure, brand exposure, a lot of good opportunities to see them. I guess, the one thing is it's a lot of neutral games too.
Yeah.
There's no, when we talk about the high major opponents, none of them are truly on the road, which, could be good or bad. Like you got to play neutral site in March, and then only one of them is at home. So it'll be a good test. And I think overall it's a pretty good schedule.